Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Tilo Mac coming at you with another video. In this video, it's going to be another roster review, and this time around it's going to be my homie Varro, and we're going to go into his roster. But before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know we do have a Discord, and if you guys want your own roster review, make sure you join up in there and just let me know, and we'll put you on the list. We got a couple people ahead of you, but I'll get to you as soon as I can. All right, let's get into it. Alright, and first things first, we're going to take a look at your arenas. Your fleet arena first. There's not really much I need to talk about. You're getting number 1 in there. As long as you're getting number 1, that's all that matters. You're getting those crystals. That's where the majority of your income is coming from the fleet. So just continue doing what you're doing. You know what you're doing, so kudos to you. Next up is going to be your character arena. In the character arena, you're getting top 25 at a consistent basis. I was taking a look at your GG page, and that's a super accomplishment, especially with nowadays. I don't know how your fleet shard or your arena shard is, but if you're able to do that with all those Geo, Kylos, and Rays going around, that's awesome, man. And just continue doing that. Work on your counters, work on their mods, and yeah, you're doing good in there. Now let's take a look at your characters. Alright, just looking at your characters off the rip, you can tell that you have relics on good characters. There's nothing that sticks out to me like a R7 Ugnaught that I'm like, damn, why'd you do that? Everything looks good. All the characters that you have right here, you can tell that they're definitely characters that you're useful in GAC, TWs, TBs, so that's always a plus to see in a roster, especially at a 4.2 level, which, bro, I feel you because I'm right there with you. It's always good to see that. Shows that you're really focused on getting competitive in this game, focusing on those key characters, and that's something that you definitely want to continue doing. And I can also see that you're continuing to focus on that Jedi Knight Luke. I know you told me earlier that that's your next project, and that's the character that you decided to work on over the GLs. You're almost there. You already got your CLS, your Vader, your C-3PO, your Chewie, your Wampa. I know there's little characters here and there that you're missing, but just hopefully you get it done quick enough so that the event comes around and you'll be ready for them. And also I have to really commend you when it comes to your G12s. Your G12s, you can tell, are characters that are useful and you can still use in GAC, TWs, and different activities as well. I don't see a lot of fat on your roster, so that's always a plus. And there's a couple characters that you can gear, but that would be after your Jedi Knight Luke. Your main focus should be Jedi Luke, finish that farm up, and then you can do a couple characters or hop into one of the GL farms. But let's look at some of your mods now. Alright, let's check out some speed first. When it comes to that top row, I really got to commend you. Those are definitely characters that need speed. There's nothing up there that I'm like, oh man, take those mods off and slap them on somebody else. Those are characters that need speed and you have them prioritized correctly. That's always really good to see. And let's take a little deeper dive when it comes to the mods, and let's check out some of those speed on those characters. And Darth Revan is a character that you want as much speed as you can. If you're going to use him in a GL calendar, I do like him 1 speed lower than Bastila, but if you're not, it's all about speed. As fast as you can put him on, it's always going to help you. And looking at your Darth Revan right here, you're sitting at 313, and that's respectable speed, but it's not something that I would say that's optimal. I would definitely try to shoot for 325, 320, around there. So that tells me that you definitely need to start focusing on your speed sets and trying to get those as much as you can. If you're not already, definitely try to put those 50 refreshes in at least every day. Try to switch it up, make sure that you're slicing, also farming speed mods. I would maybe do half the week slice, half the week farm, and that way you can start building up your mods and really just getting your inventory of speed even higher, and that's really going to help your characters, because they can have better rosters with you against you, but if you have better mods, that could be the deciding factor of you getting the victory in GAC. Alright, and now that we took a look at your Darth Revan, let's take a look at Rex and check out his speed and if there's anything that we can improve on. Alright, and just taking a quick look at your Rex, you're sitting at 309. Don't see a problem with him. Definitely good speed. He gets a lot of more bonus speed from his unique, so that's really nice. Same thing with Jedi Knight Revan. You have him sitting at almost 300, so that's completely nice as well, just because he gets a lot of bonus speed, same as Rex. Next up, we're gonna have to see is our Hoda, and Hoda is a great character. The faster he goes, the more masters training you can go, and he's at 298, so that's really good as well. And then we have CLS right here. He's sitting at 293. That's great speed for CLS. Definitely, if you could spare it, more speed's nicer on CLS, but 293, I'm not gonna be complaining. Next up, we have Thrawn. Thrawn is a character that never can have enough speed. That fracture is so vital, but yours is sitting at 286, which is a good speed for him. Obviously, you want him closer to 300, but for the characters that you have and the speed sets you have, that's good to see that he at least hits 286. This is the character that I definitely have a problem when it comes to speed, though. This should be your second highest speed character, maybe over Rex and over Jedi Knight Revan, just because when she pops off and is able to put that battle corruption on the characters, that's a game changer. And especially in the mirror match, in the mirror match you need to go first. It makes your life so much easier if you're able to outspeed your opponent, but if you're not able to outspeed it, can be a lot harder, a lot more RNG involved, and it could cost you the loss. So that's someone that would definitely focus on speed more. I would maybe even suggest you switch mods with, say, Jedi Knight Revan with her, just because the Jedi Knight Revan gains a lot of bonus speed from his unique, where she needs to be speedy right off the rip. But other than that, everything else looks excellent. Just make sure you continue to farm. That's really going to help you in the future and now. And in no time, you'll have crazy speed on these characters. Takes a little RNG, but eventually it'll come. All right, now to take a look at some of your teams a little more in depth. And first one we're going to take a look at is this 501st. 501st look awesome. Don't have anything to complain about. They're all relic. They all look nice. Even your substitute Ahsoka, it looks nice as well. But let's take a look at some of these mods. Let's look at 5s first. And your 5s is modded more traditionally. When he's sacrificed, he can give all those stats to his brothers. If you were to use him in the the Kylo counter, you would want defense set on him. But if you're not going to use him against him, well modded. You don't have to change anything for that. And when it comes to General Anakin Skywalker, I would definitely consider putting an offense set on him. I know the crit damage is really nice, especially when you can crit, but depending on what you're going against, a lot of these teams nowadays have crit avoidance, so that really can throw a hamper in crit damage. I'd rather have that raw damage than that boosted every once in a while crit. So that's something I would definitely take a look at. But other than that, everything else looks awesome. Your team right there is solid, ready to go, and you know what you're doing. Alright, next up we're going to take a look at your bounty hunters. Your bounty hunters need a little bit of love, definitely. When it comes to Django, he needs to be at G12 at least. It's definitely a character that I would consider G13 down the future. He just hits so hard, he's just so nasty. The next character on that list to have a full 5-man team, I would definitely get up to at least G11, G12 would be Dengar. Dengar is very useful on the bounty hunter squad. And for the 5th spot, I would definitely consider Grief Karga. Sneaky pick, even at that low star level, you put some gear on him, he's going to be extremely useful. And that's something I would definitely consider down the line, is gearing up this bounty hunter squad. And up next, we're taking a look at the Empire, and just looking at them, your big 3 is geared, ready to go. You got relics on Vader, you got EP and Thrawn, and they look good. Just now, you need to have those other 2 to make a full 5-man squad, and you can go either 2 ways. You can either go in the Sith realm, in that direction, but looking at their Sith, you have Darth Revan already, you have Traya, so there's really no reason to pull some other Sith that would be on their team. So I would suggest that you go into the Empire, and 2 characters that I would definitely consider. One you already have started up, ready to go, missing gear, would be IPD. IPD would need a Zeta, but it's definitely a nice character because he's able to take away all the buffs from the other team. They're not able to put any more other buffs on them with that Zeta, and is a really good setup character for Vader, allowing him to get out big hits and take out teams with all those debuffs that he has on them. Next one would be a pre-taunt. It would be Shore. I know you probably seen all those counters, but Shores are really good, and especially at a pre-taunt, you can't have enough of those. Those are awesome characters that I would definitely suggest you take a look at. But now that we've looked at your squads, let's take a look at some of your mods that you have on these characters, starting with Vader. And when it comes to Vader, Vader has 3 things that you really want to focus on: speed, potency, and crit chance. Just looking at your Vader, you do not have enough speed on him. That's something I would definitely watch and remod for. You need, in my opinion, 260 at the minimum, around there, give or take a little bit. But 260 is kind of that threshold point that you want to take into consideration when you're modding your Vader. Next would be potency. Your potency looks really good. It's at 106. Nothing to change there. But 100 is going to be that threshold mark that you want to stay right there around, give or take, same thing, but it's going to be 100. Next is your crit chance, and that's going to be at 75%, because when he pops that Merciless, it's going to boost him up 25, and that's going to boost him to 100% crit chance. And you really want Vader to crit chance, especially when he's in the Merciless mode. That's what really makes him a monster and brings him to the next level. But if you're doing regular hits, he's nice, but you gotta have that crit damage, that crit chance on him, so that he can just smash through homies. Alright, and next up we're going to take a look at your First Order. And just looking at it, it's really nice to see that you have 7 stars on most of them. Only 3 of them you're missing. But this is something that's definitely going to need a lot of work when it comes to getting your own GL Kylo. But it is my suggestion that you go for GL Kylo before the GL Rey, just because GL Kylo is just more versatile in my opinion with raids, PvP. It's just a better character, and it is going to be a lot of work, I'm not going to lie to you, but it's worth it in my opinion. That's something I would definitely look into after you get your Jedi Knight Luke. Alright, now let's take a look at your Galactic Republic. Your Galactic Republic look real nice. I don't have any complaints with these. Most of them that are useful are relic. You do have a couple G12s that are pretty good, and the ones you have at lower gear are the ones that are trash in my opinion. So you're doing good. Alright, now let's take a look at some of these mods. Let's look at Yoda first, and Yoda's all about one thing and one thing only: offense. But you do have a little bit of speed on them. Yours is at 248, so that's really nice, but that offense is where it's at. You're at 11,000, so that's always really good. Same thing with Jedi Knight Anakin. Having that speed on him is nice. He's at 277, but it's all about the damage, and you definitely have it, so it's really nice to see. There's both are well modded characters. I wouldn't change anything on them. They look good to me. Alright, next up is going to be your Padme. Your Padme can be changed a little bit because she's sitting at a lower speed. There's 2 different ways you want to use Padme. Either one, you want uber health on her. You want her to be super just tanky and slow, and that's really dependent on what you're going against. Or you want her with moderate speed and moderate health, and that's really going to kind of raise up her ability to use in different squads. So I would definitely take a look at that. You could let me know in the Discord what you're using her to go against, if you're using her on defense or offense, and we can definitely kind of figure out a spot to put her. But that's something I would definitely change. The way you have her right now, it makes her a lot easier to take out if you put her on defense, and a lot harder to use to put her on offense. And next up, we're going to look at your Geonosians. Your Geonosians look good. Even though they're at G12, you have Brood at G13, so that makes a big difference. That's going to help their viability. I'm not going to look at all their mods, but I am going to take a look at soldier mods right here. I want to make sure that he's sitting at close to 100% crit chance, because that's really going to get this team going and help them get even faster. And yours is almost there. No complaints. Love the way you're modding right there. Alright, and we're going to take a look at your Jedi right here. The one thing that I can really say, because we covered a lot of the other Jedi and all the other categories, so we don't have to talk about them, but we gotta talk about my boy Jolie. I feel like Dolly Parton right now. I want to sing to you. Jolie, Jolie, Jolie. No, I'm just playing, but you do need to get him geared up. At least G13. He needs to be as beefy as possible, because he's the engine to that Jedi Knight Revan squad. He is that Jedi Knight Revan squad. Yes, Jedi Knight Revan has an awesome kit. He speeds up the Jedi, gives them protection, does a lot for them. But Jolie's ability to revive is the key to that squad. And the one way to make sure that squad stays together is have a thick Jolie and can bring them back no matter what. So that's something I would definitely put on my list, maybe after Jedi Knight Luke, and to really focus on getting him up before you start that GL grind. Alright, next up we're going to take a look at your Night Sisters, and your Night Sisters aren't really geared up. You are missing a star on Spirit as well, so that's something I would definitely put on my list of things to do. But this is a definitely nice squad to have, and I would really put them on that list and prioritize them maybe after a couple things, but definitely want to gear these up for sure. Alright, next up is going to be your Rebels. Your Rebels look awesome because you're getting ready for that Jedi Knight Luke, and you're almost there. Just make sure that's your #1 priority. All you have left is your Lando, your Cholo, and your Rebel Officer Leia to get geared up, and you'll be ready to go. Everything else you have good, and that's awesome. Just make sure you get those done. Focus on them. I would hate for you to miss it, and that's really going to help you in all sorts of different aspects of this game. And right here, I'm really only looking at Nest. You don't have your Kira at a suitable gear level to really make her a threat. So it's all about the modding on that Nest. I'm really looking for tenacity. That's really key, in my opinion, on her. And you have 100 and over 130 on her. So that's really nice. The one thing I do suggest is you get her to at least G12. You have her at G11, but the boost that you get at G12 is significant. And it's really going to help you take out a lot of different squads out there. And right here, when it comes to your Separatists look really nice, especially your droid squad. You got a lot of relics on there. The only one you're missing is that G11 Droideka, but he'll still do his job, and even, who knows, you might not even have him as your 5th on that squad. But everything else looks good. Nuke could obviously lead a little more gear, G12 at least. But that's a character that when you get a chance, you'll work your way back around him and boost him up a little bit, but he does his job even at G11, but really nice right there. Next up, we got your Sith. Your Sith look excellent when it comes to your Sith Empire. Your regular Sith are G12, so they do the job. One thing I suggest, maybe down the line or in the future, if you are seeing a lot of Geos on your Grand Arenas, I would definitely consider, depending on the gear level that you're running into, relicking your Traya and your Scion. But this is definitely a really nice squad, and your Sith look really good. Alright, that's going to do it for your roster review. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to deep dive in there, kind of see what you got going on, and hopefully what I brought out can help you going forward. And if you guys want your own roster review, make sure you guys join the Discord. There's a roster review tab in there. Just let me know. Send me your GG page, and I'll definitely get you on the list, and we'll bang that out, definitely. But in the meantime, make sure you guys hit that like button, sub to the channel, comment down below, and I'll definitely hit you up back in there. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.